All right, so the underlying energy here is the Seven of Pentacles. So there's a lot of hard work putting into this relationship, or put into this relationship. A lot of hard work. I feel like also with this energy here with the Seven of Pentacles, it's a bit of frustration, but not too bad. I feel like it's just kind of starting to see the results of your labor popping in, starting to see the results of your, of your work really showing. But at the same time, it's still a lot to go through. It's still a lot of work to put into this situation. Okay. Underneath that, we have the King of Pentacles, so this person could be like super boring, to be honest with you, but this person's also very committed and very solid in the relationship. It's like trying to spice it up, trying to get, the passion back into the situation. Because I don't think this is talking about you guys wanting to just call it quits because of the work that you put in, but trying to do something that, spices this up, spices the work up, because it's kind of getting a little redundant. Now, your current situation here is the Nine of Wands. So this is talking about feeling exhausted, feeling very tired, and feeling kind of like, not necessarily like throwing in the towel, but you're just tired. Okay, you're just tired of it. And I feel like also, though, you're not ready to give up. The situation is showing that there's a lot of, defensive energy here. So somebody's not willing to break up or willing to give up the relationship. So that's not a bad thing or anything like that, but it's hard. Someone's not giving up, but it's hard. Now, the desired outcome for your love life, Gemini, is the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups is showing that there is love in this relationship. Definitely, I think there's a feeling of wanting to just be a little bit more passive in regards to like letting people come in, letting love come to you potentially, Gemini. Or just being more in love, showing more passion, showing more, not necessarily passion, but building more of a stronger emotional connection. Okay? Because right now, it kind of feels like a little dry. It does feel like a little dry. You got hot, you got dry, and then the only thing that's emotional here, water-wise, is the Six of Cups, and that's in the past. So for some of you guys, this could be that this is a reconnecting with an ex. For some of you guys, this is wanting to reestablish a connection that resonates with you from the past, which is reconnecting with somebody in a way that the past was. The Six of Cups is what's coming up. The reason why the Queen of Cups is kind of not happening right now is because the Six of Cups. There could be a relationship here, a soulmate connection, in which, either, the soulmate connection has been around for a long time, or that this is an ex that you're dealing with, or this could be that this is, there is, the connection between you and this person is all based off of the connection of the past, which is now a burden. Okay? The burden of the past is what's causing this relationship to be very difficult to push through. I think it's the connection is wonderful and all that, and I feel like the love is still there. There's still a lot of commitment here with the King of Pentacles, but I feel like at the same time, it's weird. It's like it's weird. It's like the person that you're dealing with may be very committed to the relationship, but you're like, I'm not sure if this is really resonating with me anymore, because this is a lot of work that you're putting in, and you just want to feel that emotional connection. You want to feel new love, if that makes sense. You want to feel love. But all you got as far as love goes is this connection from the past, or is this feeling of love from the past. Okay? Which is now showing up to be a bit of a burden. So the advice here is the Hermit, to kind of go within and figure out what it is that you want, because the past is the past. It's no longer there, and I feel like the Ten of Wands is showing that being so. You kind of just are done with the past right now. Like, it almost is like, yes, it happened. Yes, we fell in love, but what more can we bring to the party? And I feel like the Hermit's talking about taking a step back, taking some time to retreat, looking at what you're getting out of the relationship, and what you are looking for in this relationship. Because in your feelings, you have the Two of Swords, which is talking about indecision. It's talking about not being able to make, it feels like you're keeping the balance of a difficult situation right now based off of the past, based off of what you guys have been through, everything that you've worked through, all that wonderful stuff. Well, it was a lot of hardship in the process of that. And I feel like with some of you guys, it's maybe just really hard to kind of keep the balance right now, considering that, you're not necessarily feeling this connection right now. I mean, you are, of course, like I'm saying, but it's like it's still a burden. You're exhausted and you're super defensive. And I think it's just because it's based off of this just the connection here. Let me go ahead and pull off the Six of Swords, see why the Six of Swords is blocking. Like, what is... Okay, it's too many cards. The Two of Cups and the Seven of Cups did come up, though. So perhaps there's just a very deep connection between you and them, but it was overly stimulated or over the top, like a little bit delusional. Maybe it was just like the fact that you found someone that feels the same way about you was already just wonderful enough. But then at the same time, it perhaps was put too much emphasis on, right? Perhaps that was it. But let's see. The Hangman. Interesting. So the reason why the what else I could tell us with the Six of Swords, the Six of Cups rather, is because of some sort of new perspective that can come in, or waiting on some sort of new perspective. Or maybe this just holding. Maybe this past is like, what do you need to see from the past is something that it's different now. Like you've got a new perspective regarding the past, and it's different, which is why potentially there's a burden here. The new perspective was gained. Maybe this past connection was still beautiful. It's still a union of like-minded souls. Maybe the union of innocence, right? Innocent love. Like honestly, it feels like first love, but at the same time, was it just that you met somebody that that finally understood you, or felt like this person liked you back the same amount? It's some sort of insight that you have about the past now that makes this. Make this connection. No, of course, like you're in love with this individual, but it's a little different now. It's no longer exactly the place of which you go for to revitalize the relationship. Is more of just like a burden now. It's more of like, okay, it happened, so what? So the Hermit is now finally it's almost like it's saying it's time to find within yourself something that makes you really happy, something new that really can bring you back to the Queen of Cups. It's very interesting. And the situation that you're in emotionally, yeah, it's a difficult situation. You're keeping the balance of it. And I feel like it's kind of not seeing what's in front of you, because ultimately the situation is still very difficult. It's still someone that you love. And I think that you may not see right, you may not be able to see what you truly want, because the situation is difficult right now. Excuse me. So your hopes and fears is the King of Swords, and I feel like you guys just want to be open and clean and be honest about how you guys really feel about the connection. For some of you guys, it could be that you're hoping for someone to be either take the relationship a little more seriously, or that you guys or that they're you want someone to be less detached. You want someone to be more emotionally available, because the current person potentially is very focused on the practical, because the King of Pentacles, but they're just a little bit more detached, and they're not really showing their true selves in a way. Maybe you guys want someone that's a bit more authentic. But I truly feel like this is about speaking your truth and coming out with your truth. You typically wouldn't see you guys as the kings, but because this is coming up, perhaps you want your person to either come out and be themselves, be their authentic, true selves, communicate very honestly and very openly, but you want them to show themselves, be a little more vulnerable between the both of you. Your outcome is the Three of Swords, which is very interesting, and it's talking about looking at old issues and old things, old pains, old hurts, things that trigger that. Which with those pains that have already been there. The relationship, I don't think, caused these heartaches. I feel like these are just. This could be that this relationship brings up old stuff that needs to be addressed, so that way the relationship between you and this individual can be glossed over. Maybe somebody here that you're dealing with has old issues, and there is perhaps that's what's kind of coming up. Someone else's ex. Someone else's issues, someone else, because the Three of Swords can talk about a third-party situation, and it may be that they're focusing very much on work because there's a period in this relationship that reminds them of a past relationship, or this could be this could be your situation, right? It could be some of these old pains that you may have not addressed or not have looked at for quite some time. Okay, but these are old issues that are coming back up here. Past cards. Interesting. This already to me already seemed like a 3 sword situation, but this is still love. So it may be a burden. It may have been a burden before, or it may be a burden now. But it's only probably because you can't escape this. Maybe you feel like you can't escape this past energy. Like, okay, we've made a connection. What is next? Because right now I feel like, because the Hanged Man talks about stagnancy and being stuck in limbo. So there is almost like there isn't a lot of movement here. There's not a lot of progress being made. And if there was, well, it's starting to show, and it has been like this for quite a long time. And I feel like perhaps right now it's requiring you guys, or asking you guys, to take a look within yourselves regarding what you guys want in the relationship. Let's take a look at the wisdom or the whispers of love for your love life here. Whispers of love for your love life. Whispers of love for Gemini, please. Whispers of love for Gemini. 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 Whispers of love. Okay, and this says you are limitless. Wow. Recognize this truth. You can do anything you choose to do. Yeah, and I believe that. I feel like the connection in a way is restricting. In a way, it's very restrictive. It's like the connection isn't the only thing that makes this relationship beautiful. What else can you find within this relationship that makes it wonderful? That can push some progress in the right in a direction in which you guys can feel is making progress in a direction which you guys want this relationship to take. Okay, I feel like that it's just there's just this feeling. There's just this feeling of like not being able to break away from just the beginning. And then the beginning is all you guys are at. Then it's like, yeah, there hasn't been much movement, has it? Wow. Okay, there's a lot of cards that came out of there, but we're gonna put those back because one card, or at least two at the very most can come out, but not 4. There we go, the Fates. Wow, see this? Yeah, I see. That's what I'm saying. Like, there is love here. There's definitely love. I see that, but it's that I feel like the Fates talks about things happening for a reason. Things come and go for a reason, and things, most of course, you know, come into our lives to show us something about ourselves, to show us how we can be in our relationships and for ourselves. So I do get this feeling that right now it is important to kind of take a look in within ourselves, because this person is reflecting right back at us what we need to see for ourselves, which is probably why in the outcome we have the 3 of Swords, which is really addressing old issues, because perhaps where this relationship is at right now has a lot to do with what's within us, within ourselves. Because what else would the Hermit come up as your best path to follow in a situation where there's stagnancy within the relationship? Let me pull one more card. Why is the Hermit their advice? Why is the Hermit the advice for Gemini? Why is the Hermit the advice for Gemini? Why is the Hermit the advice for Gemini? The Page of Swords. Wow, okay, so it's understanding your truth. Gaining more information about the self, about yourself. Right now, it's about getting information about yourself, because the situation could potentially bring you to what the issue is, or why you guys are stuck here. Why is it a burden for you? And it'll help you understand how you truly feel about the relationship, so that way you can truly love from your heart. And you can be the King of Swords that you're hoping for here.